Yeah.
So what do? I grab in, start helping, right? So I'm sitting here griping. I probably griped about 8 or 10 tanks. And I was underneath this one tank, and next thing I know, my side started hurting. Probably because this dude just kicked me in the side. So I kept crawling out of there like, what the hell? Only to find out that it was my chief petty officer. Right?
Yeah.
And he says, what the hell are you doing? I seen that these needed to be done. You are a sailor. They are Marines. It is their tank. They gripe. You supervise. Oh, well, no one told me that. Okay. Guess what I did? Everyone that I did, I went back and undone. No, bitch, get me kicked. Do it your damn self.
It worked for y'all. It's like 10 minutes, just like.
So that was my first introduction into the difference between boot camp
in reality
and the real Navy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And how the difference between the Air Force of how wonderful their crap was, you know, the Navy, which is the next best, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Marines, who get crapped on by the Navy, right? Most of the time.
Yeah.
The only time that the Navy and Marines, though, is kind of like a big brother, little brother type deal. Because you know how you can pick on your little brother, but no one else can?
Yeah.
That's the way the Navy is to the Marines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that, you know,
and Marines to the Navy.
those two both stick up for each other when they're when they're out away, but when they're both together and it's just those two together, they fight like cats and dogs. You know?
Yeah.
And it's always like,
Well, who's Air Force buddies with?
huh?
Who's Air Force buddies with?
I don't think Air Force is buddy with nobody.
It's stubborn.
No, they just they don't have the physical activity
No!
that they don't have to go through the same physical activity that the other branches do. But then again, the Navy, we didn't have to do the same thing that the Marines did, you know, because when we got out, when I was in boot camp, we'd get out and they'd wake us up, and we thought it was a pretty rough awakening. I mean, you know, they didn't give you hardly any time to get out and, you know, all that, but you had to go stand on the line. But once you got out there, you could smoke a cigarette, do whatever, right?
Could you leave any time?
Until everyone else got there. But you just had to be right there on the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we would sit there and we would watch right across from us, probably from here to that TV, was a fence. And on the other side of that fence were Marines, right? And those Marines were running. Because, well, we got to get up and smoke a cigarette and stand in line. They get to run 2.5 miles. It's like, whoa! Hey!
Just
2 more rounds! You know?
Just sit out there and be like, good job, guys!
We'd
Keep going!
We'd do that. We'd flick our cigarettes at them and stuff like, oh, they hated us. They hated us.
Don't mess with them at nighttime.
You know?
Because they won't let you in.
And then, well, funny story about that is that the Marines always guard the base, right?
So be careful what you
So
say.
as we're going out,
Yeah.
as we were going out and everything, we'd make stupid little remarks to them, you know, like 200 years of guarding the gate and you ain't lost one yet.
Dang.
Yeah, you know, shit like that. The only thing is that if that same one was on the line when you came back in, guess what? You're getting strip searched, you know, because that's what they can do,
Yeah.
you know.
They
So-
gonna make fun of us? Well, here you go.
Yeah, and they can make life rough, you know. They can make it a hard time to get back on.
Did they ever make it rough on you
Huh?
specifically?
Quite a few times.
Did they?
Yeah, because I'm a little smart ass. I was a smart ass. I'm not so bad now, but I was back then.
Ooh.
Huh.
2 things. One, for the Navy, when y'all are in boot camp, and since you wanted to be a part of the Navy, did they ever make you do, like, water activities? Like, were they, like, in the Officer and Gentleman, like, did they picture that card thing? They, like, shoot you straight down, you go into the water, and you have to get yourself
No,
out?
ours was, there's a 60-foot tower
Okay.
that you have to jump off
Oh,
of
my God.
with all your,
Sorry,
you jump off of with all your clothes on, right? and then you had to make yourself a life preserver before you drowned,
Pants.
basically.
Oh,
Pants.
yeah.
So once you go in, the first thing you do is you take off your shoes, tie them together, flap them up, and let them gather a little bit of air.
Is it like in the
Well,
ocean?
well, that gives you no. It's in a giant Olympic-sized pool. Well, that gives you a little bit of breathing time. It won't keep you up, but it won't let you sink. So then you pull off your pants, right? Tie a knot in the legs, and then flop them up, and come back. Now you got yourself a little bit of life preserver. So then you put that in. So then you take off your shirt. Take your shirt, tie it up, and the reason why everything is floatable is because everything's made out of cotton. Cotton, when it gets wet, expands,
That's
creates an
interesting.
airtight barrier.
Yeah.
So that's why the Navy wears cotton.
Are you wearing
I didn't know that was a thing.
No.
You're already just doing the rules wrong.
But when I was in, that's
Yeah.
what your basic clothes are for, so that, but that was the first thing. And then you had to swim, you had to keep in the water afloat for 30 minutes.
Like on your back afloat or like stomach afloat?
However you want to float,
Back. That's easy.
And as long as that's really not that hard, but they just wanted you to make sure that you could stay afloat.
Can you stay afloat, Don? Was that your
I
favorite
could
time?
stay afloat forever.
Same. I could just sit there. I used to sit out in the pool all the time when I was little, just looking at the sky.
That's what it used to freak Chance out at first, and then when I taught him,
float?
huh?
To float?
Yeah, because he didn't think he could do it, and so he was always scared. And I said, dude, just look up at the sun, and just close your eyes and just let that hue just sit there, and draw a picture in your head and tell me what you're drawing.
Yeah, just be peaceful about it.
Well,
Like,
while
don't
he
be,
was
floppy.
doing that, he was relaxing.
Uh-huh.
When you relax, you float.
Yeah.
The only time you don't float is when you don't relax.
Right.
Stress.
So, then he was sitting there floating, and he was sitting there, oh, what good this gonna do? You don't, because you've been floating the last 5 minutes. You just didn't know it. What? Open his eye, blah, 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 blah.
Me.
And then once I taught him that, then I says, okay, well now, I says, check this out. I says, you just don't have to float. You can go anywhere you want. You can steer, you can paddle, you can do all that. So the way it works is that you swim until you get tired. When you get tired, you turn around, take a nice deep breath, lean back, relax. Let your body recuperate a little bit.
They let you do that?
Turn back around,
You're
swim.
floating.
Huh?
Oh. That's just him teaching Chance to swim.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the actual Navy. Like,
Well,
would
the
you
Navy-
Stop?
The Navy does. The Navy teaches you that.
Well, not in the context, I
What
think,
if,
though.
okay,
She
what
was.
if you have like a hard time
'cause-
swimming? Like you already know how to doggy paddle, like myself. I can't do those really wide, beautiful things like this. That's
Butterfly strokes, breaststrokes.
They're gonna teach you how to survive. They're not gonna teach you how to swim.
They're gonna teach you how to survive. That's what the swimming coach told me when I wanted to join. She's like, if you don't know how to swim, that's okay. As long as you keep yourself afloat, I can teach you the rest. And I'm just like, okay.
They just
Because I
teach you.
need that.
They teach you to survive. They teach you how to do a stroke. They teach you how to, kick your legs. But they don't spend a lot of time on it. You got we had 3 different swim tests that we had to do. None of them were hard at all. Of course, I came from a swim team. I was on the swim team at school. So water didn't scare me at all anyway. I thought for sure that'd be one place that I was really going to excel.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I wasn't the top, which I thought I would be.
What school were you in?
Oceana High School.
Oceana. That's Napa?
Huh?
Napa?
No.
Petaluma?
No, it's San Mateo area.
Did you say Oceana?
Uh-huh.
That sounds like, when you say
Oceana.
like really quick, it sounds like O-S-Anna. Like,
Oh, Susanna?
It's Ocean, Oceana.
Oceana? Like, what state was that in? Was it
California.
California?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Hawaii.
And we had
Hawaii.
And we had a giant, it was a giant 2-layer circular school with all the lockers in the middle with a cross in the middle of that.
Wow.
So that no matter where you were, you could get to your next class. It was the same distance no matter where it was.
Wow.
Because-
That's something.
Because it was around still, and your locker was right there in the middle, no matter what, all you had to do is go there and go back. No matter what. It was the exact same distance for
Our
everybody.
lockers is something like that, but it's only down one hall, and they're not usable because people keep doing drugs at our school.
Yeah.
So we can't use those anymore.
That's a shame.
But-
That's crazy.
and then-
Seriously.
That was there, and then if you walked down the stairway, you went to our sport complex. In the
Yes, it
sport
was.
complex, we had an Olympic-sized swimming pool. We had a regular swim meet swimming pool. We had a bunch of, I guess, 4 tennis courts. We had a baseball field. We had 2 football fields. We had a track, full-size track and field. Cross country. We were one of the few that had the cross country.
The difference
Also-
between California schools and here.
And
Oh
then,
my God, it's outrageous. Your school sounds so beautiful, and I just came off a couple of things at my school, and we sound like a little shrimp. Like a baby shrimp that was just born in the ocean. Like, that's what we sound like right now. We have one football field. We have a swimming pool that no one uses.
I didn't even know you did.
We have a softball and a baseball field. Isn't that cool? Only 2 things. Yeah, we share the football field with the soccer field.
And you
It's
don't
like-
get no
it's like-
lockers.
And then Don's up here like, we have a circular school,
Double layer.
lockers in the middle. We have an Olympic-sized swimming pool. A
With two-
regular,
that's
I'm
right,
just a
regular.
regular